Hey everyone, welcome back to Trekyards. I'm Captain Foley.
And I'm shamelessly plugging Commander Coggins.
Yes, that's true. And we have a special guest with us today. We have Mr. Robin Hiert. Did I say that right? Yeah, right? That's
Almost.
good enough.
Pretty good, yeah.
All right. And of course, he plays Captain Alexander Richardson from the Dark Armada series. But we are here today because we already talked about the Dark Armada series in a previous video, which was filmed months ago. And we're not just doing this the same day or anything. So if you haven't checked it out, go watch it. But today we're here for a specific reason, and Samuel's introduction kind of hinted at that. So I'm going to let Samuel take over from here.
Well, Robin has a triumphant return to fan films. It's been 2 years and many more since he filmed it. He's back in Convergence, a Star Trek fan production, coming 2019, playing himself, well, Star Trek himself. Alexander Richardson. I co-opted you, Robin. You're in my thing. So cool.
It's pretty cool, yeah.
So if you haven't seen Convergence, guys, it's on Indiegogo now to raise funds to get Robin back, because we're all international. Not that Stuart's actually flying in, but, you know, everyone else is. Because we love Stuart, but, you know, he's got like 3 lines, so he doesn't need to.
Yeah, I'm in it, guys. Just so you know, Captain Foley makes a cameo.
So we're all actors from the movie in this stream. I think I have 2 lines, and one's like, yes, sir. It's not a good line. Robin, do you have more than 2 lines? Yeah, so Robin, Convergence. How did you get involved, and why the hell did you say yes?
Well, you asked me to be involved. So we met in England. I think a few months before that, or a year before that.
Yeah, about it. It was longer.
A little bit before.
Yeah.
And then you started speaking to me on Facebook, and you said, I want to do something cool, and you want to be in it, and I want to chat about it. And I said, sure, let's go ahead. and it was pretty cool that you involved Nick Cook and some others. And the funny thing is, I've been talking to Nick for quite a while, a few years, and we said, yeah, we should get together and do something together and do a crossover, and I'll be on your episode and you'll be in my episode. And we never got around to it. We're all very busy and we're all making our own show, and somehow we never got around to it. But
10 years in the trying to, it never happened.
We've been trying to for so long, and it's finally happening.
All thanks to Samuel, the writer, director, producer, and just all-around amazing guy in charge of Convergence.
Thanks, Stuart.
No problem.
Yeah, I remember we had a meeting about it, because I started working with Nick with Intrepid in January. He needed some visual effects, and I was like, I mean, Intrepid's such a legacy production, I can throw some time in, you know. And then I already met you. I thought we had some good chemistry for what it's worth. You know, we didn't hate each other. That's always useful. And I got on really well with Nick as well. And I had these ideas with my new ship and such. And I was like, well, I could introduce new characters, or I could I know these people. How cool it'd be to bring them back in. So I remember I pitched you, and you were like, you're a man of few words when left to your own devices. And you're like, oh, that's a good idea. The meeting was very short and very crisp. You didn't have anything to say about the idea. You were like, oh, yeah, show me a script. I'm interested.
Yeah, usually I've heard a lot of people saying, yeah, we should do this, or we should do that. And they come to me and then, yeah, I'm working on the script. The script is the easy part. You write it, you have an idea, you write it down, you get the characters, you get everything right, but then you have to make it. So usually I just sit back and let it come at me and see what happens.
So this will actually work then. Yeah.
Samuel actually delivered.
He did.
Currently delivering.
He did.
I mean, so had you known about... Well, obviously we'd met, but did you know about Trekyards and my temporal anomaly work before London?
I watched your Trekyards before we met. Yeah, I've heard about you. You've been all over the internet. Yeah.
That sounds so dodgy.
Famous.
Wow. Yeah.
And I used to think, yeah, it's a bit tricky to do that, to ask for funding and create that Star Trek stuff and use original material. So I've always monitored you, see if things might go wrong, or you get a call from CBS saying, oh, maybe you should stop doing that.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't. Well, not until you created your fan film.
5 years late they were. 5 years late they were. So obviously you knew then by Trekyards we've been producing content a lot. So I would assume that me contacting you, I've got a bit more track record than other people that might have contacted you. You know, having released 150. True. So what was it like then? Because the script I wrote pretty quickly. Because I put the ideas down and get it. So what was it like then reading the script for the first time? It was in your hands within about 2 weeks, I think, of the initial meeting.
That was pretty amazing. It was a pretty good job, and I remember reading it for the first time and thinking, yeah, that's Richardson. Maybe not all of it. I think I tweaked a little bit here and there, but you got most of the characters right. And I recognized Nick's character. I recognized my character. I don't know a lot about Jim's character, but it looked right. It sounded right. The characters came together right. And when we shot our first scenes and the scenes with Nick, it all really came together. It really matched. So that's pretty good. It's a pretty good script. And I'm sure that the people that are donating and are gonna watch this thing are gonna think it's an amazing job, and I really think they'll enjoy the episode and love the episode even.
Well, I got to admit, it is pretty ambitious. When you first told me about it, bringing all these fan films together to like this fan film multiverse, I'm like, that's a cool idea. And then all of a sudden, it's like pretty much done, and I'm watching a rough cut version of it. And I'm like, I'm impressed. The script writing is fantastic. I didn't know Samuel was so talented. No offense, Samuel, but it is really good. So and I'm in it. So I mean, hey.
No, I mean that was again interesting. We met, so we did the script, and I was again really impressed that you liked your characterization. And actually you didn't change anything during. Only when we got to filming, you tweaked pieces. So it was very much let it evolve naturally. Then we did the screen read, which was very lucky we got us all together because that's 6 people, different time zones. You know, and then within about a week, like Stuart said, I had a full version of the film watchable. Okay, it was Skype, everyone was blurry, and visual effects. What was that then like? I mean, that's probably the first fan film you've had when it's like, oh, here's the full film. You can now actually watch it. What was that like?
It was cool to watch and funny. Almost thought, yeah, we don't even have to fly over there. We'll just keep this version, put it out there, and we're done.
Yeah.
But I've never seen it done like that. I've seen storyboarding. I've seen actually with Batavia, we're now creating storyboards for the script, and we actually record some audio to put under these storyboards and put it in the timeline and see how it goes. But nothing like this. This is pretty unique, I think.
Well, I think we're all wondering because so much does happen. It has to be 30 minutes. You know, 30.1. I mean, it can be a little bit, but 30 minutes. And so I was very keen to make it because the visual effects determine how. I mean, you can say whatever you want. Space battle. It can be anything or nothing. And so the fact that we actually watched it as this is like 31 minutes, it's like, okay, this works. This is actually a 31-minute piece. That was like, okay, cool. I think that gave everyone a bit more confidence, didn't it? Being able to see it and this actually fits pace-wise.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
That certainly is important. I mean, you haven't done a film since the guidelines, because 2016 is pre them. So how did you feel then coming into this in a post-guideline world, being one of those legacy players? Because you and Nick are the longest legacy players. Obviously, Chris, technically 5 years over Temporal Anomaly, but again, he's had his own life in between, and Jim has been doing things in between, but again, it's nothing this big. So what was that like coming back in as a legacy player?
It's it's pretty fun, but to be honest, we never really stopped working on Dark Armada. Maybe it's been a bit quiet, and we've been doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes. And I think that I'm not sure if I think we released it right before the guidelines came out, right? Yeah.
Yeah, 2016.
Okay. Yeah. But back then we were already thinking about how are we going to release it. I remember, not sure, but I remember that the guidelines came out and we were unsure whether or not we would have to cut it into 2 pieces, 2 15-minute pieces. that was what we're thinking about, and changing the name and changing instead of Star Trek Dark Armada, we had to use Dark Armada fan film, Star Trek fan film production, and that is a lot of things where we already thought about now for Batavia. So to be honest, we have been thinking about the guidelines a lot, and we've been discussing it a lot with our team. But it's good to be back at it again.
But what was it like to be like with the other captains on set? I heard some interesting stories from another interview we did, and so how was that whole situation? Because I know that it was interesting.
It was fun. It was fun. When before you go, you're always a bit uneasy, and what if things go wrong? What if we don't get along, or stuff happens, or we don't perform as well as we should? But things worked out pretty good, and for some reason, well, I think that when you got the captains together, you got one of the best actors from each fan show on your set, and that worked a lot. I remember with Dark Armada, we had a lot of reshoots and a lot of problems on set, but with these actors, you really got the one of the best of that show, and it went very fluently. The rehearsing, working out the how to play out the scenes, and it all came together by itself, more or less. So that's pretty. It went pretty well, and there are some funny stories. I'm not sure if Nick must have mentioned the hotel, didn't he?
Oh yeah, I've heard about this. Now, I gotta say, I've worked with Samuel for a long time, so this question's for Samuel. I know he's a bit of a perfectionist, so how was it on set? Like he just said, you had like basically the best fan film actors from each production, and was it a fluid thing? Was it the easiest thing you've done? How was it directing that and keeping these, herding these guys and doing what you needed to do?
Well, I mean, Robin said in our last interview that if you're the head of a production, it all falls upon you and people look to you.
Yeah.
And Nick said in our last interview that he enjoyed just being the actor. Everything else was done, not him. So it's a whole different experience. Yeah, I think we had an amazing... It was the best surprise that we as a cast gelled so well. The chemistry was genuinely so on point, all of us.
And I gotta jump in there and say you can really see that on screen with what I've seen so far. I was really impressed with the quality of this one. So, and I'm not just saying that because it's Samuel. I'm trying to help out Samuel's fan film because it's just fantastic.
You. Well, our fan film strip, because you're in it with a high, powerful role.
Not a captain, but maybe more powerful than a captain. I don't know.
But no, anyway. a lot of chemistry, and I mean, Chris hadn't seen him in a couple of years. Nim hadn't talked to him in a couple. All these people coming together. It was everyone was there to do their job as well as they could do it. Everyone was on point. Everyone was dedicated. Everyone was truly there, present. But at the same time, because I was, I've got a lot of experience in filmmaking, I was able to, as you said, herd the cats. Keep it on point as much as I could. And we had some secondary film people, but they sort of came and go over the weekend. Never could quite, handle everything. But it was a good team, I think. So it was efficient. It was sleek. As I said for other productions, all I expect from an actor is to come prepared with the lines, and then I can then go from there, help you rehearse, help direct you, help with the scene, and then work until we get the right performance. I know how to do all that, but it's everyone was very well prepared, and you can see it on screen for the good and the bad. And there's some great moments where I do think that because I'll be behind the scenes of this film, hopefully, that I think I did get the most out of you all. I think these are some of your best performances in all of your films, Nick and you both, because you're not used to being directed by someone who has 13 years directing experience. And I guess the city confidence, despite being a lot younger than all of you, except Nim, because she's my age. Is she older than me? I don't even know. She's a lieutenant, so I'm older because I'm a commander. But no, it was great. It was a lot of fun. I hadn't directed anything in a couple of years, really. So I was back in the deep end, and it was stressful, but it was a lot of fun. And I can't wait for part 2 because we filmed a good chunk of the film, and very, very happy with the studio and the space and the acting. It's just a case of film part 2 and then get it finished. We sort of, I mean, what do you think, Robin, when I pitched to you that we wanted to actually physically meet together, which was a powerful thing in and of itself, and film a lot going in. Most fan films fundraise based on, look what we've got from 5 years ago, or look what we've, it doesn't really show what you can do. What was it like to actually film it first, before it even been announced? What was that like?
It was cool, but yeah, we I don't have a lot of experience with fundings because we usually fund our own production by ourselves. We still do. But to be able to, for me it was just, we're gonna film this and we're gonna finish it later, and it was a lot of fun to do. So yeah, I don't have a lot of experience to compare it to a fundraiser. So to say, yeah, how
so it was another day in the office for you. It was a normal shoot, basically.
Well, it was fun to get into the character again, and I haven't done that since maybe 2014. That was when the last scene was shot.
Wow.
We're out of time. So.
Well, my next question is for Robin then. Was it easier for you to just play the captain and have Samuel be in charge of everything? Because that's a lot less off of your plate. And can you focus better on the character? And how did that feel for you?
The big difference between a production day on our team and a production day on Samuel's team is normally I don't get to rehearse with the other actors a lot because there's a lot of stuff to do before we start filming, and a lot of stuff involves me as well. And so you have a lot of stress, a lot of people are asking you a lot of questions when you're on set, and you're also one of the producers. So to be able to go to a set, take a few hours of rehearsal, and then walk onto the set and film it, that's a new experience, and I think it worked really well. We got a good chance to get the characters right and to get the chemistry right between some of the nice scenes between Nick and me. Really run it through a few times, change the bits here and there, and I think you'll get a much better performance out of that than we usually do. So yeah, it was fun to do.
I kind of say this is like a triumphant return to form for all of you. You and Nick. It's like you get to, you're back, sort of thing. Then you can spread your wings and do your own stuff again.
That's right. With a different uniform. The highlight moment behind the scenes must have been when we had to sew together the uniform for Chris, me and Nick sitting at a table, sewing on the strips on his sleeves.
I heard this story too.
That's one of those stories.
From my perspective, it just happened. I gave it to them and they came back and it was done. It's great. Great.
Yeah, you have two captains who have a lot of experience making uniforms on your set.
Good, very, very useful. Yeah.
And what was your favorite moment of the actual filming, like the being in character?
Yeah, we had a lot of fun bits between Nick and me. So a lot of competition, and that's always good. So yeah, it was fun to work with him. He's a great guy, and we had some pretty funny scenes, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna enjoy it if you watch it.
Cool. So as we did for the Nick's interview as well on Convergence, because we're all in this production, we should all pitch as to why people should give to the Indiegogo. So Stuart, why should people give to the Convergence Indiegogo?
Because as I've stated many times already in this interview alone, it is fantastically well written, well filmed, and it's just one of the best fan films I've ever seen. And again, I'm not just saying that because it's Samuel.
Thanks. Nice.
But it's legitimately true. And to see all these other captains from other fan films that I haven't seen all of their work necessarily, but I do know who they are. To see them working together was just neat. I mean, like you said, you created a fan film multiverse, and that's just a cool thing to bring all that together. So I just contribute, guys. You're not going to regret it. It's something that you're really going to enjoy watching, especially if you've seen these other fan films. If you haven't seen the other fan films, go check them out. But as a lead up to this, it's kind of like the Marvel universe. You need to follow each movie and eventually get to the Avengers, and this is the Avengers of fan films, I guess. Now Marvel. So yeah, I'd say definitely check out the Indiegogo and contribute if you can, because I want to see this, you know, finished and completed properly, and I'm really stoked. Plus, it's as I keep pimping out, it's, you know, the first appearance of Captain Foley in a cameo role in a fan film. So, and hopefully not the last. So, Robin, just turning that around to you, why do you think people should contribute to this campaign and bring Convergence to life?
Well, if you're a fan of Star Trek, and I know a lot of people have been following fan films through the years, and I think they all realize that we're doing this for the love of Star Trek and for filmmaking, and a lot of us have been putting a lot of money into it already, but a project such as this needs a little more resources to complete, and we're not asking for a lot, but it is going to be awesome. It is going to be epic. It's never been done like this before, to my knowledge, and to be part of it, to be able to contribute to it, has to be pretty awesome. And there are a lot of awesome perks too if you are interested. So
be a part of fan film history and contribute. You can say you were there.
Yeah, Sam, tell the viewers why they should donate to this silly project of yours.
Plus, you get to see the best actor ever, Robin, in this project. Robin, he's right here, he's right there, he's everywhere. No, he's not. He's only in Convergence.
Hello, I'm here too. It's best actor. Sorry, Rob.
Sorry, actor with more. Sorry, the most lines of any actor in this room, this fake digital room. There you go.
Perfect.
Yeah, I mean, everything they said, obviously, I'm going to mirror because it's my film. But we want to make something special and unique. This is both special and unique. And you guys have seen Indiegogo. There's a lot of bang for the buck, a lot of production value. I mean, you've seen everyone Trekyards that's watching this. You've seen me grow in the last 4 years of working on Trekyards, and all that knowledge is going straight into this, plus better equipment, plus better editing, plus better PC equipment. I mean, this is the right time to make it. And you've seen the first, some clips from the first filming session. We want to film the second session only with your help, and we're doing damn well with the campaign. I don't know when we're releasing this exactly, but at the filming of this, we're over 50%, and we're not even that far through. So, yeah, get us to the goal, get us to the next goal, and I personally would love to get to the stretch goal. If we have, awesome, future me, yay, future all of us. 7,000 is all the behind-the-scenes content, which will be bloopers and documentaries and featurettes. That I'm excited for, because there's so many great moments in behind-the-scenes of us just hanging out. And I want to see that put together in some fun way, and that's it's a project of a lifetime. And the sequel will be even better. No. I'm kidding. So yeah, thanks guys, and thanks Robin for being part of it, because a real pleasure. Cool.
Thanks for having me, guys.
So in the meantime, guys, check out all these fan films, including Dark Armada, and that way you can have a good lead up to this. And if you can contribute, by all means, head on over to the Indiegogo and help out. I'm sure it'll be greatly appreciated by everyone involved. So
cool.
So until next time, guys, I'd like to thank Robin for coming on yet again and talking with us. And thank you, Samuel, again for all you did with this. This Convergence is awesome. And thank you guys for watching. So please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. And until next time, I'm Captain Foley.
I am Commander Coggins.
I am Robin.
And we'll see you guys soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.